Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Hearthcenter, your Tuesday night show, bringing you the hottest results from the week. And what a week it has been. I am Lotus Knight. I am one of your hosts for tonight, and I am joined by the one and only to our top left corner. He has the longest hair in THL. He is directly from um, Santa Fe. And today he told me in strict confidence that his favorite card was Kobold Sticky Finger. We have Ron Mexico.
Oh, I'm never gonna forget that card. The dirty things you did to me with that card. Uh, how's it going, man? Glad to be here. Took a little bit of a break recently and visited family, and I'm back and excited to talk about what's going on in THL.
Yeah, we have quite a lot going on, Ron. Right below Ron, we have joining us our BG slash hero slash most series specialist, really. Um, just great caster on Fridays with Saku whenever he's available, and overall one of the funniest persons in THL. We have the one and only Corridon, whose favorite card is Razorfen Battleguard.
I shouldn't have said anything. I shouldn't have said anything. What a great card. Yeah, it's a fantastic card. Yeah, Lotus, thanks for having me again. Awesome. Thanks for the well words and the kind welcome. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm a bit tired, but I'm really excited for another great show.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. So let's head right into her.
Yeah, and we have a very special guest tonight joining us for the first time in Hearth Center, THL's most two-seed player. um, in Legacy, Hero, and Pro Finals right now, and we'll be talking about all three series. His favorite card is not a standard card anymore. It's the fishiest of cards, and you never ever cheat it out. It is Tip the Scales.
I had a pretty good time with that deck, honestly.
See?
It was like I liked it. Eh, it wasn't my favorite Paladin deck at the time, but like I had some good times with that.
Nice. Which of the iterations of it?
I mean, like the Nas version. I didn't. Never the Wild version. Like I don't play Wild, but
Mm-hmm.
I think it's pretty good there as well. Actually,
Interesting.
or it's like I've seen some people play some games with it, and it looked funny because like don't they just have an OTK with it or something? Or is
They
it like
Oh
used
yeah, with
to.
Murkai possibly.
Yeah, like
I
I
don't know.
think it was just exactly 30. Anyways, yeah.
Huh.
Tip Skills is a fun card.
Couldn't agree more. We have a lot prepared for everyone. Tonight, we're going to do Hero Series. We're going to go over the last week of Hero and do our final PPR for the season. After doing Hero and our final PPR, we're going to hop into Legacy, where we're going to talk about what happened last week and what teams made semifinals. And then we're going to go into Pro Series as Pro heads into its final week. This is a shorter show since we don't have as much to say as in a usual week. We don't have BGs anymore, but there's still a lot to go on. So hang out with us. I hope you're all as excited as I am as we hop into Hero Series. So Hero had the last week, and teams were jumping around, all looking to make that top six or that top two to get the bye week. Corridon, tell me what happened to Hero this week.
Man, what a crazy finish. Like there was everyone says there could have been a closer hero than anything this season, but man, it came down to Sunday, right before last game's being played. Um, Skirt getting in there and taking the bye week away from Diamond, and the battle of fifth and sixth place between Bolner Jams, Dad Legend, and APM. Like just an absolute photo finish. APM had to essentially sweep their last two games and unfortunately was not able to do such a thing. So Dad Legend snuck into the 6th place with Boulder Jams having a very good week for themselves and getting into the 5th spot. Band was essentially in, could have possibly stolen away a bye, but it would have been quite difficult for them. Skirt had a fantastic week. Diamond slipping a little bit, but F2L showing, why they're at the top, had a great week for themselves and really finished strong.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is just a hot end for F2L. Nails, what do you think about this?
yeah, I mean, crazy ending to the season, or the regular season. Ben's, we actually got 18 points last week. Like all my teammates won, and I was the only one who didn't get a win. But yeah, we kind of did what we could.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the top teams actually just put their foot to the floor and uh like were gunning for the buys and just took a ton of points. Um,
That's
so
true.
like they're they're seemingly in really good playoff form. So it's going to be some some good content. It should be good games in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Hero series has been really even throughout the season, but it looks like the top teams are starting to pull away a little bit, or maybe the um, I don't know exactly what all the pairings were, but maybe it was a bunch of the top teams that were just paired against teams that were eliminated, and so they
Yeah,
had more to play for. I don't know what was happening.
But
I
now,
think that
brand
looking
new
at the
season
schedule,
starting.
yeah,
Yep.
We're
yeah,
all 0-0 come playoff time.
except for
yes.
the teams with buys, they're 1-0.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
yeah,
one to
oh,
know. Yeah.
fair, fair.
Yeah.
That's touche.
Um,
We don't talk about them.
By the way, what a logo for Turt. I don't think I remembered that that's what their logo looked like because I haven't seen them up in the top all season long. But they
yes.
closed
Yeah.
out in the number 2 spot, and I was like, oh yeah, that is
There's
uh,
quite a few memes packed into that one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
fantastic. And
Um,
pour one out for APM. Congrats to Dad Legend for barely making that playoff spot. But APM, they were holding strong in a playoff spot for a little while, but just fell apart right at the very end there. Strong team. I'm sure they'll be back with a vengeance next season, though.
for sure. Since we're talking APM, Ron, why don't you tell us about our first match of the night? We're going to talk about even without Turt, we must still skirt, kicking out APM from making it to playoffs.
So yeah, absolutely. APM, they were winning in. If they got enough points this week, and they were, as Bone Mash was saying in the chat here, they just needed to do a little bit more any of the last few weeks, and they would have gotten in, but were unfortunately just not able to put it together. I don't know if it was fatigue on the season or what, but Turt was, they kind of had a fire lit under them, and they were really I don't know, raring to go to get that top spot and lock up a bye, and they went off. Super Chicken with a close one, but takes a 5-game series. Molstar a 5-game series. CMAC a 5-game series. Skirt Reynolds a 5-game series, and Nine Eyebrows is the only one picking up the sweep. But every single one, even though they were all so close, all of them going Turt's way, and that wound up being a 20-8, just a brutal way for the season to end for APM. But sometimes that happens, and they'll, I'm sure, bounce back next season. But for this one, it's a tough pill to swallow for Turt. They're getting a lot of momentum going into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Nails, anything you want to add about this match? Even without Turt, we must still skirt versus APM.
Well, Turt's picking up all 4 game 5s. From what I've heard, at Diamond had the tiebreaker over Turt. So if any of those game 5s went to APM, um, Skirt wouldn't have secured their playoff bye. So just clutch play from the Turt squad.
Yeah.
By the way, I've been calling them like Turt too, as like an abbreviation all season long, which I'm starting to think about it. Feels really weird since they're named after the one player that they're missing, which is Turtle,
Yeah.
who's not on their team anymore. So, like, Turt is like the only name that we probably shouldn't call them by. We should call them Skirt, but it's just
Yeah.
like the first name in there. It's too hard to not call them that. I just thought that
Hey,
was amusing.
they
They've got a
branded
mole.
themselves.
They've got a mole. They've got a chicken. They're somewhat zoo-like, perhaps,
Got a
or
lot
maybe
of eyebrows.
fawn-like. I don't know.
I mean, well, really, there's 5
Brainstorming. Yeah.
players, so it's like one
Yeah.
of them has a unibrow, which I think was the joke that was the origin of Nine's username to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Now,
entire team has 9 eyebrows. That's cool.
I think it was
now,
like 5 men, 9 eyebrows or something, and something that he was rooting for like a decade ago, and he adopted 9 eyebrows as a username. It's a fun little story.
nice. That
Nice.
does sound like a fun story. Moving us along, since we're keeping a beast theme, let's talk about a frog. Nails, tell me a little bit about Bands Make Him Dance versus Vote of Sun Confidence.
Okay, so my teammates are all really good. Is the short version.
Sure.
But yeah, uh not too much to say. I don't know. Players won their games. Uh, our Discord isn't the most active, and so I'm not sure about what actually happened in any of the games. But can speak to my game. Actually, this did happen. I said I think Skittles just played well, and um, I think I misbanned. So
Fair.
um, yeah, just like he like piloted the last hero standing key order mini game better than I did, and uh,
Fair.
and, like had some advantageous decks lined up at the end,
Nice.
um, and like played well and won games that he was supposed to. And the rest,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my teammates are all beasts. I don't know what else to say about that one.
Fair.
I mean, hey,
Roadrunners,
it's
like
a 5-game series though, right? And Skittles,
yeah,
I mean, he did clutch out a reverse sweep in full like Priest wins all 5 games for the championship last season. I think Lotus knows better than anybody as his teammate.
Yes. Yes.
So
Skittles
Skittles no
is
slouch,
yeah,
especially in Hero.
no, and very underrated player.
yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have too much to play for, and I don't think Vote of Some Confidence did either. Because like we were pretty much locked for playoffs. I think after the second game we were mathematically locked, and it was a real long shot to hit a bye, and
Mm-hmm.
so we took last week kind of easy. I
Yeah.
was yeah,
By the way,
but
Nails, I know you were playing in Masters Tour over the weekend. Do you feel like that had any part to play in, not being super locked into THL games because you had a much higher stakes to worry about?
A little bit, but well, okay, so I did go 0-3 last week. But no, I just thought it was some variance that went against me. Um,
Fair.
like especially in my pro set, I thought I played better than my opponent, but
Oh yeah,
I'm joking. I'm
absolutely,
joking.
absolutely. No, no, no,
No,
no argument here.
I'm
It's
just
just
messing with
straight
Rod.
high rolls.
Okay, well, okay, that actually was my
Well,
impression of the match, but like I thought you played it fine, and but like the wife did show up early, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that was fun.
um,
um
we'll get to talk to Pro though. We
we'll
have
get to that,
time.
but yeah, no, like I was still trying in all my sets and like building lineups to do well and such.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Reasonable.
the
Yeah.
opponents played well and stuff didn't go my way, and it happens.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Definitely
I
true.
guess if we're talking about my gameplay specifically, I've had this interesting quirk this season where I've had the same result in Pro, Hero, and Legacy for 6 weeks in a row now. Which is like I've had 4
Nice.
wins and 2 losses in each of the series. Um, and so that's just and like they've all come like win 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 loss win loss. And so it's just
Interesting.
kind of unfunny. It's a funny occurrence.
That's really
Uh,
interesting.
It's also convenient that my team won 2 playoff series while I lost 2 of my individual playoff matches. So just shout out
Easy,
to my
new
teammates
blueprint,
everywhere.
Easy.
title bound.
Just team up with good players. So
True.
yeah.
As for our last hero match, Corridon, I know this isn't a match you want to talk as much about, but tell us a little bit about F12 Black versus Dead Legend.
Yeah, no, when you got to get humbled, you got to get humbled. No problem talking about this one here. I mean, we put a good showing on. We tried to steal as many points away as we could from a very, very strong team in F2L. Was only able to find the one win. Risen taking down Dr. Fish in the 5 seed. Very strong there. Dr. Fish was having an amazing season for himself, and Risen being able to steal away some points for us was definitely what we needed coming into this final week here. But, across the board, you see, we pretty much tried to say, if we're not going to get the sweep wins, let's bring lineups and bands that are going to at least maximize the amount of points that we're going to get. Which is kind of why you see, 3-2s and 3-1s across the board. No, not really going for sweeps. We really wanted to make sure we at least took a point out of every single matchup that was possible, just to maximize our chances of getting through. But F2L's at the top, and there's a reason for that. When Neji is your, I guess, quote unquote, worst performing player on the team, you've got yourself a very good chance going forward in the playoffs.
I feel that. I feel that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
yes.
pretty dirty.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, Itachi has been just on a tear lately. Being out for 2 weeks there with the hurricanes and things like that has just come back on an absolute tear in the two. Rebob as
Much like a
well.
hurricane.
It's much like a hurricane. Yeah, exactly. He
Yeah.
channeled that inner hurricane. He tamed it and just brought it through. Rebob as well. He and I go at it in the 3 last season and this season, and he always seems to get the better of me. Didn't sweep me this time, so I'm improving. Next time, hopefully, the win. And NJO is just in the 4 seed is pretty insane. But I mean, Dart as well is right there in the 4 seed. So I would say it was an evenly matched on paper as you can get, but F2L definitely brought it through, and I guess they had a little less pressure this time around. We really had to win. We had to put the lineups, the bands, the strategy together. When F2L, not that we would ever take a week off, but really didn't have to push as hard as they wanted to this week.
Yeah, NJO just kind of chilling in the 4 seed, and when he's like a 1 seed in Legacy and going positive is kind of
Yeah.
that's pretty threatening. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of kind of kind of got the little stack energy going on there. Team looks good.
Yeah. Especially given how Fish has basically ripped up this season. Like, he went 8-3.
Oh yeah, no slouch. Like F2L is
No.
amazing. Like the team is a powerhouse right now. Hopefully they don't flutter come the semis. They'll be on the bye this week, and in F2L fashion, I would love to see them go to the finals. Because they've really put the work in through some hard times and some weird team dynamic and stuff like that. They've put the work in, so I think it's a very well deserved team. It shows that this last week here and going forward.
Yeah.
If you don't capitalize on their week 1 seed, you're never gonna have a chance against them.
True.
Exactly.
I will say though, everyone needs to be careful for a mini bump in the road next week. It seems.
Oh,
Well,
mini set
everything
incoming.
indicates that it is, right?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Well, that there's going to be news this week
Yeah,
about
there's
the mini
news.
set.
Yeah, there's news this
They've
week, but I wouldn't assume we would see it until I wouldn't even see it next week, honestly. If they're just
Yeah,
going
it
to
might
give us
not. Yeah,
information.
The
might
last
not
time it
even
was 3
necessarily
days.
disrupt.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
you never know. It definitely could be kind of an annoying, I guess. It's always weird, especially in playoffs, to have something like a mini set or nerfs or buffs come through. This season, specifically, I think there were 3 rounds of nerfs and buffs
Yes.
that really went after mage and then went after warlock and then buffed the pirates and went after shaman randomly. It was just
They went after
kind of a
Flesh Giant, and they went
mishmash.
after Flesh Giant, and they went after Flesh Giant.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone still plays Flesh Giant, so
Yeah.
hopefully we don't get too much shakeup from the mini set if there is something.
Hey,
Um,
we're already gonna have a shakeup anyway without the mini set, right? Because MT just happened, so everyone's just gonna be bringing Fury Hunters decks.
yeah, I mean, if you're
We're gonna be
curious, go
seeing a
look at
whole
Fury
lot of
Hunt.
Bolner
Yeah,
all of a sudden.
whole lot of
That card is
Bolner.
pretty strong.
I mean, everybody
It
thought
does
it
some
was
disgusting
busted
things.
when it like first got announced, and then it
Yeah,
was just like, oh, I guess
we
it
didn't know
doesn't
which deck to put it in, and then we
do
figured out which deck it
anything
goes
in
in.
this meta. But yeah, now all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, the busted card is busted. Okay, let's
Yeah.
do this.
That's because everyone wanted to play it in like a combo deck where, big OTK, massive, but it's like, oh no, just, getting double draws or getting, double discounts off of things. It's
Double
just
flow.
double flow. It's just good
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
I will say it
like
did seem extremely good like way early in the season when I was still playing Baron's Rogue and I played against I think it was Nice Year's Owl who was running Bolner in his shaman list and I got to Vanessa the Bolner.
There
And
you
then I
go.
just went nuts
yeah,
with
yeah,
Bolner and Rogue things. That was fun.
Yeah.
yeah. That sounds pretty good.
It does.
Still lost though, by the way.
Didn't matter.
So,
And JO's pretty good.
yeah.
For a 4th seed.
As for our PPR for Hero Series, Corridon, as usual, why don't you tell us who made PPR for Hero?
Yeah, let's get it up there. All right, so coming in for the honorable mentions of the last PPR of the Hero Series, starting in no particular order, we've got Super Chicken at a 7-4, Molestar at a 7-4, Always Just in Time 7-4, Nomad Farmer 7-4, and NJO, as we just finished talking about him, 7-4. So that's I would hope that's the cutoff. I'm sure we'll see some scam in the last one, but let's bring it up here. Starting at the bottom, going to the top, we've got Rebob at a 7-4. You've got our own panelist here, Ron Mexico, 7-4. Itachi at that 7-2, very nice on the game score. Nails again, another fellow panelist, 7-4. Fish, I think, slipping down a little bit, but still holding on to the 6th spot with an 8-3 on the season. Skirt Reynolds bringing up as well, top 5, 8-3. Diamond to nobody's surprise, 8-3 in the 4. Based at an 8-3 as well. 9 Eyebrows, 9-2 is a very nice stat line there. And I mean, is anyone really surprised to see Agent PWE at the 10-1 with a 32-18 game score? Wow.
Absolute monster. Yeah, I think that clearly locks him up for MVP. He already has locked in crossover player of the
He's locked
season
over,
as
yeah,
well.
crossover. He's
What a
locked
season.
in MVP. I would assume MVP in Hero. I never like to make the assumption that early on, but I mean,
Also,
there's just
recently on Hearthcenter, celebrating his Battlegrounds victory. This is
Battlegrounds
the
as
season
well.
of Agent PWE for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Like
For
just
sure.
just a stellar performance.
Yeah.
He's having a great season.
Mm-hmm.
Carrying my legacy team. Clearly carrying
Smart
his hero
move,
team as well.
having him on your team.
Oh yeah, no. Although we can get to that later, but like the guys who are smashing hero and legacy are doing far worse on my teams that I'm on the team that I'm teaming with them. So, but he
Fair.
did well, and he clutched the series last week. So we're gonna get to that.
Nice. We will. Just as a quick reminder of how Hero playoffs are going to work, we're going to have Dead Legend facing at Diamond this week, while Bands is going to face Bolner Jams. And the winners of those teams will face F2L, and even without Turt, we must still skirt. And the order of facing is kind of weird. It's based on whichever the highest seed is going to face the lowest seed, and vice versa. So kind of very non-linear, and it's here on the graphic. It explains way better than I can. So that is it for us talking about Hero. I will hop us right in to talking about Legacy playoffs. So, Legacy playoffs, we had 4 matches happening last week, and we are going to talk about all 4 of them. But before, Nails, why don't you tell me kind of what was the general status of the. Well, actually, let's just hop directly into the matches, and Nails will tell us about our first match, since it doesn't really make sense to talk about the 4 results since we're talking about all 4 matches. And I did realize that right now. So we are hopping into the first match, Golden Wisps versus F2L Ride. And Nails, why don't you tell us about F2L White versus Golden Wisps?
Okay. Is it coming up on the stream?
Yeah.
Is there a screen share that I'm supposed to be watching, or am I just supposed to be watching on the Twitch
No,
channel?
it's just on
Just on the
Twitch.
stream.
Okay, that's what I've been doing. But, okay, so we've got like a close win for Golden Wisps. They've been running over the Gold Conference, despite it being uh, relatively stacked. They've just clearly been a cutout of everyone else, but they had the work cut out for them here. Um, like always, Lethal and Mick picked up the dubs. Mick with a sweep over Spumoni. Then Steve and MPV got taken out by Rebobson and Sled, and Roadrunner, much like he does for my hero team, picked up the win in the 5 in Legacy. So
Mm-hmm.
This one came
so
down to the final game, right between Always Lethal and mine, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
It was like all that, and what a thriller! Like a 5-game series to decide who advances. Props to F2L for taking the best team in Legacy all the way to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Golden Wisps are just a phenomenal Legacy team, and um, they like FTL White clearly they were 1 game away, and so they nearly matched them and
Mm-hmm.
bettered them. So like shout out to FTL. Hold your heads high.
Yeah. Shout outs to F2L. And speaking of 1 game away, Nails, let's talk about your match. We had Agent PWE Elemental and the Light Showers versus All Pros Missing. And what actually happened here? Did we have the team that won the least get through?
Yeah, we just barely snuck through. And I let off the like both Cheesy and I were qualified for the Masters Tour, so we played on like uh, Tuesday or Wednesday, something early in the week, and Cheesy got me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the order of the games. Think I think Canoe won next, but I could be mistaken on that. But
Mm-hmm.
Canoe got a really clutch sweep, and Geranium and Eternal got their points, and we just barely managed to squeak through with um, our second of 5 match wins when Pee Wee 3-1, including losing the first game. Like Pee Wee had to 3-1 the series. A 3-2 would have gone to APM, and so he reverse. It's weird to call it a reverse sweep, but he only had 1 loss that he could afford to give up, and he then won the next 3 games to clutch it out.
Nice. That was, yeah, that is as tight as it can get. Ron, tell me a little bit about this one.
Sorry, I was distracted. I was looking at Bone Masher's comment for the order. Are we
Oh,
moving on to
no,
the next match, or are we
more
still
about
talking
this
about Light
one. Still
Showers?
about
Oh,
Light
okay.
Okay.
Showers.
Oh yeah, so it was me, and then Canoe, then Eternal, then Journeym, and then Pee Wee. Just reading off players on that side, but
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I mean, once again, like this obviously came down to the very last game, and it needed to go a specific way because Agent PWE, not only did he have the challenge of you have to win in order for your team to advance, but you have to win and you can't even let up 2 games on the other side. Because if Avi wins one of those last other games and loses 3-2 to Agent PWE, it's a 14-14 tie, and APM actually would advance on the tiebreaker for having 3 wins compared to 2 wins for the Light Showers. So this was extremely close. Like, can't get any closer, honestly. And we're looking at one of the more unusual score lines in in all of THL. Really, it's so rare to see the 2-win team advance, but just shows the strength of Light Showers here. Even in their losses, everybody getting 2 points. And if you've been on a THL team before, you probably heard your teammates probably preach, how important it is to pick up each point. Every point matters, all that stuff. Well, there's no bigger example than right here, where
Yes.
every single point mattered for the Light Showers, and they get that huge win to keep the championship dream alive. For
all
APM, really rough week all the way around, I think, for Bone Mashers teams. So close. And the team did very well, but just almost there.
Mhm.
you know what they say against APM, all points matter.
Yeah.
Hey, nice. Love
Nice.
love it.
Um, as for our next match,
Okay,
Corden, why don't
shout
you
out to
tell
Canadian.
us? We have Defias Brotherhood facing Seek Guidance.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't as close as the last ones, but still, nonetheless, Seek Guidance put a extreme, hindrance on Defias here, trying to steal as many points away as they could to stay alive in this matchup. But Defias Brotherhood ultimately, other than the, Bruto versus Wild 9 sweep, Defias really, really came through and is looking like of, the team of old, I guess the team of last season where they were defeated in the semifinals. Pretty much just the two new additions of Classy Thug and the Real Allure have really been putting on a clinic and showing why they're sporting that nice 8-3 right now. And it's close, but it in the playoffs, getting all the wins really does matter. And Defy shows here that they came out and you know, they came
Mhm.
for blood. They came for some guidance, and they found it.
Yeah. They did. This was the final team of Legacy Red to be eliminated. Legacy Red is now gone. Um, any thoughts, Nails, on Defias Brotherhood versus Seek Guidance?
Well, what you can see here is another example of a gold gold conference team just taking it to an ungold conference team. That,
I
Yeah.
knew that was
that
coming.
that's
I knew that was
that,
coming.
that's I mean that's just the dominant factor that's at play here. But like seriously, Device just another one of the top teams in gold, and um, they just have like a really solid 1 to 5 lineup,
Mhm.
and they squeaked out some close ones in the series.
Yeah, I loved Posca's team this season, honestly. Like, Seek Guidance was pretty stacked top to bottom and wound up just kind of having a little bit of a middling type performance. Did enough to make playoffs, but ran into Defias. And as Nail said, Defias played in gold. So non-gold is free, apparently.
Yeah.
So true. Bruto is
Um,
cracked though. Just as an aside, that
yes.
guy's really good at the game.
True.
As for our final match for Legacy, Gordon, tell me a little bit about Wallet Warriors that kind of crushed the Bluefish.
Yeah, so I mean, in this was, probably the closest match that you could assume coming into it. Bluefish, Wallet Warriors, sporting a very similar record, very similar in points. Everything was pretty much across the board, but man, did Wallet Warriors absolutely come through and put a wallop on Bluefish. Again, I guess this is is this another gold conference versus not gold? I believe
No,
it
this
is,
is the
right?
only
No, Wallet
non.
Warriors were the only good team in silver.
It was silver versus
So,
red.
had to. Oh, so no gold around. So I guess if you can't get silver or can't get gold, go for silver in this case.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
the
yeah,
wordplay.
Wallet Warriors putting an absolute clinic. I mean, Mojo is wow in the 5 seed as a 9-1 right now is doing very good, taking a sweep over Judo and the
That's
rest
a
of the team.
277 PR 5 seed right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Mojo
mean,
is his PR is still like absolutely criminal. He probably belongs
yeah,
at like 400 something PR, but he's not there yet. So he just keeps dominating like everyone in the
yeah.
five.
I mean, I guess the good thing, I guess, that everyone can remember about if I don't know PR wise where this team stands right now, but it doesn't look like they'd be able to put it together again. Although NJO, they don't have that 550, so you might see something similar to this build. Especially, depending on how the playoffs do go. Typically, though, teams that make long runs have problems come
Yes.
PR issues a little bit later, but no 550s on Wallet Warriors does, speak well to them, and you never know what happens in the next season. But man, what an absolute smoke show from Wallet Warriors. They came through and just did take no prisoners.
Yeah.
For
Just
what it's
ran the
worth, they are
numbers.
currently 122 PR over cap.
All right, so
Oh,
yeah, I mean, other than
okay.
a
I got it.
colossal fail, I don't even think a colossal fail
Yeah,
because what
I don't think
minus.
one of these
No.
players cannot play on
Yeah,
this team next season,
yeah.
as the current
So
roster is constructed. So
so someone's moving
definitely,
up or
yeah, they're
moving out.
they're a force. I don't know. Maybe they'll knock off a gold team. I don't know. Nails is
Maybe
that
they'll go
that's
0
not
and 5,
possible,
and
right?
then no, they could just go 0
Oh,
and 5 against a Gold Series team, and then they get enough. They drop enough PR that they're actually fine to queue it up another time for next season.
Incredible.
Ah, that's the strat.
I think
Gotcha.
it's still not possible. Like even if they all lost like 20, they
No.
still couldn't do it.
Yeah, because they would need to lose to people who are well below their PR to even hit
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
-20, and that
Yeah.
would still only be -100 and
That's just
being
how good they've
over.
done this season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this is kind of what happened to STD's last season. My old team, we were well over PR, had to make some shifts, and then unfortunately just missed out this year in playoffs. So it's another part that you have to remember of THL. There's great, you can come, you can play, but shout out to the captains of THL who make the PR and dancing that fine PR cap limit and making those emergency call ups when necessary and things like that.
Yeah, this isn't pro. You can't just break the game constantly with your hype
Yeah,
horizons and your for the
yeah,
clowns and whatnot, and
True.
just stack GMs. You know, you gotta play a little bit more fair here with the PR
Hey,
cap.
we don't stack GMs. Our players just get promoted every season. It's different.
yeah. THL makes GMs.
you
That's
you
it.
organically grow your GMs. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, any final thoughts about Legacy before we move into Pro?
Let's talk pro.
Let's get there.
Awesome.
Cool.
Pro has been Black Conference land, and we had 2 matches between teams in the Black Conference. Going to start talking about the first one. Nail, since Ron was lost in the woods the whole week, I'm going to ask you what happened in For the Clowns versus Brushy Tuna.
Okay. So Ron gave me a beatdown. Just there wasn't much I could do. He drew the cards in the right order, and um,
Mm-hmm.
that just happens sometimes.
I luck boxed my way to a solid victory. We take those.
Played it well though. Like no salt and thrown in this direction. We Pascoa had something come up and wasn't in a good headspace to play for his set against Desherma, so we had to get an emergency sub. and our friend Izat, that's how you pronounce that name. He stepped in and got a clutch 3-2. He went like 4-4 at the Masters Tour, I think. With actually, since I'm here, he's like known for playing a bunch of watch posts. Like he played, I think, 4 Crossroads watch posts or 8 Crossroads watch posts in his lineup. In
Nice.
his 4 decks. So and like Cargill Battle Scar and like all that, but he showed up with Pasco's standard decks and was still able to clutch out the
Yeah,
set.
to be honest, I was kind of upset that you guys had to sub out Pascoa, and it's like, okay, this is good, right? Pascoa's not playing. Okay, we've got a better shot, and then, oh man, nope, I recognize this guy too from like a few years back. I've known him on around Hearthstone circles, and he's an absolute beast. And I was like, oh, of course, okay. Oh, it's gonna be like this.
Yeah.
Sharmo gave him a good shot though. That was a good series.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And Lotus, I know that Chicken was last. Neji got the W against Dande, but I think you can take it over from here. Or at least we're talking about your set against Shep.
Sure. Kind of the setting here was Neji was the first one to play and beat Donde, which we all knew was going to happen. Let's be honest here, it's Donde.
Of course.
Hey,
Of course.
but it's Neji. We never take anything for granted when it's Neji.
Fair. Our second match, I believe, was Ron versus Nails.
It happened simultaneously. Me and Nails were playing at the same time as Desharmo was playing his match.
Fair. And
Yeah.
at that point, my mind was thinking, either I want to give it a good shot, or if we're eliminated, I hope we're eliminated early so I can get to do some work that I have to do. Because I know Shep is a slow player and I want to make sure I have time to do stuff.
Nice.
And then it's like, oh no, you're going to have to play Shep. And I'm like, fine. So the match starts with me going down 0-2. And he only had his Rogue to get through. And I had...
Rogue is a pretty good deck.
Yeah, I had Paladin against Rogue with like full-on Libram list, no all board clears possible. And somehow I was able to get the Paladin through, got the DH with a very weird game, and then the final game, the Mirror, we both didn't have a great start in the Mirror. It was kind of, we both went all in the middle and then had to scramble to see what we could do at some point. But I had more draw than he had. So I was able to assemble the combo earlier even though I went second. And it was enough to barely squeak out the reverse sweep and make sure Bazed had to play her game. Unfortunately...
Yeah, Shep was live by the rope, die by the rope, right?
Yeah, no, he is a complete and total ropium addict. Not copium, ropium.
Yeah?
Ropium.
Now, the final match was Bazed into Super Chicken, and we don't have as many details, but that didn't go our way, quite unfortunately, which did mean the win for the Clowns.
Yeah, I mean, congrats to Super Chicken. He clutched it out.
Yeah.
Super Chicken was super clutch. Pollo Hermano. Pollo Hermano actually is the pronunciation. And I think that butchers the grammar, but that's his username in our server, and so I'm just sticking with
Nice.
it.
Nice. As for the other side, Corridon, why don't you tell us about what happened in No Pros Here versus Bread Ape?
Yeah, so the defending champions and Bread Ape coming through into NPH, and NPH taking a pretty strong decision over Bread Ape here, an 18-11. You can't really call the matches any closer than you want, other than Kume and CMAC coming to a 3-1. Like, wow, just 3-2s all over the place and making it super, super close. But at the end, NPH really put on and making their way the final push into the finals over Bread Ape. That's it's pretty insane to see. No, not taking anything away from NPH, but I think most people would have had Bread Ape as the favorite coming into this matchup.
Well, they did beat the Boxing Wizards.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
huge
no,
upset from last week.
yeah,
NPH
that's
taking
what I
down
mean.
top team in pro.
Yeah, MPH is fight for the underdogs, boxing with the Wizards and definitely giving a good weave and throw, but coming into Bread Ape, trying to see if lightning can strike twice, and well, that's exactly what happened here.
Like I was saying before too, maybe this is just the season of Agent PWE. Because his teams, I mean, he's been on fire in every series, and his teams are just going nuts here. Nails, you're the one to maybe stop this Agent PWE hype train because
Yeah.
no pros here. They're looking for that first title as a THL brand. I don't think we've ever
Yeah.
seen them win. So it's kind of exciting to see them here.
Hey, so are we. They've been around longer than we have though, and have had more
True, you're
shots
a
at
little
it.
bit more of newcomers, but for
Yeah,
the clowns, still, I mean, the clowns type brand, it's been around for a little bit.
it's like our third season in pro, I think. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, no, we're excited. It should be a really good finals. I'm good friends with like a lot of the NPH guys, so
Nice. Yeah, we are not going to engage in speculation because that is not what we do in this show. If you would like to watch speculation, Fish and his team will have plenty of speculation for you tomorrow.
Fair
No
point.
speculation, but can we at least take our picks? No
Sure.
speculation.
Since these are finals, I will open for picks. I'll go in alphabetical order. Corridon, for the clowns or NPH?
Uh you know what? Nails is here, and I don't know if I can really go against when he's sitting and chat with me, but I do truly think for the clowns. MPH is making a great season of it, but I think for the clowns is going to take this one. No speculation, no nothing. That's my pick.
Awesome. Nails, for the clowns or NPH?
I think it's gonna be a close series. Neji's gonna probably lose, and like
Fair.
Pee-wee's been on fire this season. So that's gonna leave it up to me, Pesca, and Shep to just clutch it out. And I mean, we're gonna do our best, but it's gonna be rough. So I'm gonna pick NPH to like squeak through it.
Nice. Nice. The counter pick. I like it.
Wow.
Um, Ron,
Solid.
you have the dividing vote here, and I do have official permission to just the three of you vote and we decide the champion, and there's just no match. It's a no contest. So, Ron, your
Oh.
choice
Incredible.
here.
I mean, Nails is here, so kind of want to play to the guest, but also season of Agent PWE. Let's go. NPH takes it down. I'm pretty surprised. I thought for sure Nails is gonna say that for the clowns wins, but I like the countering the caster curse pick there. Smart move. And
We've got our anchor in the 5 seed, dragging us down. It's just too much.
too much.
Fair.
PWE's leading a charmed life this season, and NPH, they knocked off the Boxing Wizards. They knocked off the defending champs. They're team of destiny this season. I see it happening.
Yeah, that is true.
Because honestly, it was iffy if they were even gonna make the playoffs for a little bit. Like not,
Yes.
it was like
Black
that
was a tough
close.
conference, but once you make it through the playoffs from the Black Conference, it's just smooth sailing from there
Fair.
until you put another Black Conference team.
Yeah, and I do just want to comment on some of what Heachok is saying in chat. Bread Ape, very dangerous team with their prep, and mentioned that didn't have Ufric unfortunately for their match against NPH. Discovered possibly a meta breaker, Ticketus. We'll see if that comes into play at all in the final, but that'll be interesting. No more speculation though.
Mm-hmm. So, bringing us back to the main screen to keep us on time. Um, this is our moment for final words and our checkout question for the night. Our checkout question for the night is going to be Mercenaries. On a scale of 1 to 10, where does it lie for you? Are you enjoying it? Where do you see it? And we're going to start with the one and only Battlegrounds expert here, Corridon. What is your thought on Mercenaries? And one more time, thank you for being on the show tonight. It was a blast to have you. And also, any final thoughts if you would like.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. It's always great to be on the one of my favorite shows, Mercenaries. And this is just a personal thing. I'm not really enjoying it. Simply, I just don't enjoy the grind aspect of a lot of games. I don't even like laddering in Hearthstone, to be to be completely frank. Grinding to me is it's extremely time consuming, and I think that's what Mercenaries really is. I also think the changes that they made, whereas it's better for the grind, it also gives a lot of unfair advantage to people who did grind. So it's weird. I don't know. I think it's a great game mode. I think if it gets the support it needs, it's going to take off and do very well. I think it's been supported by the community. The initial knee jerk reaction towards it have kind of been dispelled, and I think it's going to do well. But for myself, I haven't really played it that much, and yeah, that's pretty much where I lay it.
Cool. One more time, thank you for being here tonight. I will thank our special guest as well, Nails, the one and only two seed here. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. One more time. I hope you had a lot of fun. Any final thoughts? Anything you would like to say? And what are you thinking about Mercenaries?
Just thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure playing Neji and just chatting about DHL. Happy
Yeah,
to come back anytime you want me. As for
awesome.
Mercs, I like for those who don't know, I'm a competitive Pokemon player. Mercs has had I think I've got my Smogon shirt on. Mercs has had a lot of connections to Pokemon, or like people have done those connections. Personally, I haven't played more than the tutorial. It hasn't really interested me. Like if I wanted to play Pokemon, I would just play the game that I enjoy. Like um, and
Fair.
still play that competitively. And um, like I was doing a lot of Mastery Store prep, and I just don't really feel like learning a new game right now. Um, but also just haven't been especially interested in it.
That's fair.
Um,
Um,
it yeah, it hasn't looked especially interesting to me, but I've like not tried to get into it at all.
sure. As for our final person here, I want to thank you one more time, Ron, for being here, for being back from your trip. It's always awesome to have you. I hope you had a lot of fun tonight. I thought we had, um, as usual, I just had a great show. I was enjoying it the whole time. So I want to thank you for being here. Any final thoughts you want to add, Ron, and any thoughts on Mercenaries?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, happy to be back. Excited to see who our new champions are going to be. Um, looking forward to, just seeing like this season wrap up, what the mini set coming soon might bring. I think the meta does definitely need a shake up too, so that'll be nice to see some changes. Um, but Mercenaries, I'd rate it like maybe a solid 6 out of 10. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mainly played it just sitting at the airport, killing time, and it was kind of fun. I liked it. I didn't really play a whole lot of it, and like Nails makes a pretty accurate Pokemon comparison, I think, because the only way that I could remember what was strong against what was I was like, okay, well, red is fire, so that beats grass, and then grass beats water, and water beats fire, and the colors just correspond. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it with that. But like, it's a cool mode. I think it's fun to explore, like something that's a little bit different too from the main game mode, and also different from Battlegrounds, which I am so terrible at. But I might not be super terrible at Mercenaries, and it seems pretty cool. I'm interested in giving it more chances down the line.
Awesome. I believe that is it for our show tonight. I want to thank all our viewers, everyone who tuned in. I hope you had a great time. It was a pleasure from our side to have you. Tavern Talk tomorrow. Fish is going to bring you all the speculation you could have about all these amazing matches still happening this week. There are going to be matches on Thursdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I do know Nails is playing on stream Saturday night, and Wild9 will be
We
casting
moved to
that.
Friday, actually.
Oh, moved to Friday, so it will be on Friday night. And a super hot match. Hoping that's on stream.
Yeah, still on stream.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'll be playing Your Mum Kid in Pro 1 Seed Final.
Nice.
So
Good.
that's going to be really exciting, and I hope you all are looking forward to it. But that is it from our show. If you would like to play on stream, please DM me or Saku or Fish. And other than that, have a good night, everyone, and a great week. We'll see you all next week with our pro finalists, I hope, or pro winners.
See you then.
Hey, all right.
No, I'm kidding.
See.
Hey, he did it. He did
NPH
the
is gonna
thing.
win. NPH is gonna win. Don't worry.
Have a good night, everybody.
See you later.